Let's engage. So, go.
Okay. So on Sunday, so we have nothing special. On Monday, sorry, on Sunday, let's check because we have some Chinese news. So, yeah, I will monitor the GDP quarter over year and are a bit bearish. And then, let's see, nothing else really important. So then we have on Monday, we have Williams speaking. So let's see the speech by Williams.
Okay, let's scroll down.
So due to speak at the London Interbank Offer Rate Liberal Transition briefing in New York, no, not important. So then we have the Kiwi CPI quarter-over-quarter major higher time frames and bullish. And then monitor the Aussie monetary policy meeting minutes.
Okay.
Then on Tuesday, we have the pound average earnings index 3 months over year, so major and neutral. We have the Euro-German view economic sentiment major bearish. We have the Euro trade balance major higher time frames bullish. And we have the Euro view economic sentiment major a bit bearish.
Robert, no they don't, but the rugby ones do.
Major, Chris, does you?
Oh, sorry. That was Robert's fault. Okay.
Then we have Bowman talking. Let's see the speech by Bowman.
Sure.
Oh, opening remark, let's forget.
Okay, I'll scroll up and close them. Okay, foreign securities.
Then we have the US dollar core retail sales month-over-month major bearish. The US dollar retail sales month-over-month major bearish. Then we have the Kiwi GDT price index major higher time frames to be defined. And then we have Powell and Evans speaking. So let's see their respective speech.
Okay.
So due to the speech titled Aspect of Monetary Policy in Post-Crisis Era, so not important at all. And Evans, due to speak in a television appearance on CNBC, yeah, really an important talk, so in red, it should be in red, yeah, of course, so let's forget it.
Okay. Eusebio's grumpy today, folks, so just watch out. So,
Wednesday, we have the pound CPI year over year. Normally, it's not an important one, but in the context of the Brexit, I will monitor it. So monitor and neutral.
Okay. Okay, but be really careful because this one caused a spike of about 40 to 80 pips a couple of months ago.
Yeah, but it depends on the news. The PPI input month over month, so for me it's an important one. So a major and bearish. Monitor similarly the core CPI year over year and bullish. And then we have the pound PPI output month over month, so a major and bearish. Then we will have, let's see, monitor the German 30-year bond auction.
Yep.
Then we have the CAD CPI month over month, major higher time frames bearish. We have the CAD manufacturing sales month over month major bullish. We have the CAD core CPI month-over-month major higher time frames to be defined. Monitor the US dollar crude oil inventories. Then I will monitor the US dollar beige book.
Why is it not another color, Eusebio?
Because it is beige. And then if you want to scroll down...
Color from? Oh,
no, I don't. I have no idea.
Okay.
The yen trade balance, major higher time frames, bullish.
Yep.
Then we have the Aussie non-farm payroll, so we have the equivalent of the non-farm payroll. So we have the employment change, so major higher time frames, bearish. No, I will not necessarily put it in red, Chris. I will not necessarily pay attention to it personally in this special month of July.
You're not the only person, Eusebio.
And I don't care. The unemployment rate.
Exactly.
Major higher time frames and neutral.
Which one is that? Sorry.
So the unemployment rate.
Okay.
So major higher time frames and neutral.
Neutral. Why did I have bearish? Okay.
I don't know. And that's it for Wednesday.
Yep.
On Thursday, we have the Swiss trade balance, major higher time frames, bearish. We have the pound retail sales, major bullish. We have to monitor the Spanish 10-year bond auction. Then we have the CAD ADP non-farm employment change, major and to be defined. I will also monitor the Fed manufacturing index, so and bullish. Then to monitor the US dollar natural gas storage.
Yep.
And we have again William speaking, so let's see his speech. So due to speak about monetary, I no longer see the text, Chris. No. About monetary policy at the annual meeting of the Central Bank Research Association in New York. No, let's forget it. It's important.
Pages jumping around. Yeah.
And that's it for Thursday and Friday. On Friday, we have the Euro current account, major higher time frames, neutral. We have the CAD core retail sales month-over-month major bullish. Then we have the CAD retail sales month-over-month major bullish. And we have the 2 US dollar preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment. So major and a bit bullish, and for the inflation expectation to be defined. And then we have Bullard and Rosengren speaking. So Bullard, due to speak about technology and the future of monetary and financial system, let's forget. And Rosengren,
can't get it. Hang on.
No, it's the other folder, not the factory symbol. Due to participate in a panel discussion, so let's forget.
Okay. Yeah, my door is open and Oscar can come in, so we might hear from him. And Craig is... Anthony, thank you. The beige book was called the red book. Seeking to formalize the red book would become public interest, blah, 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 public release, later to be identified as beige, and named as such. Okay. Well, okay, thank you. So, why did they call it the beige book then? Okay, so moving on, we have the incantation. Any items that are marked major and you're trading under the 4-hour time frame, don't place any trades within an hour of the news coming out and get out of trades within half an hour. In general, if you're trading standard and you've got lots of orders in, which would be really good these days because the movements are so small, then maybe just take off some of your units, not everything. If you're starting out, then just adhere to that. Don't place any orders within 1 hour of the news coming out, simply because of the volatility. Sometimes when the news hits, it can cause things to jump up and down, spreads to widen, and that will eat into your account, and we want to protect your account. If you're trading higher time frames, like the H4 and above, dailies, etc., and there's news coming out, same thing applies. You don't need to count bars, it's just the actual time. So within 1 hour, don't place any new trades. E.g., the non-farm payroll, you don't have to get out of it until it's just about to hit, if you're in it, depending on what the movement is like. So, okay, if there's news coming out on the US dollar, the euro, and or the yen, and they're majors, then any other pair combination is likely to be impacted, like the Aussie Kiwi and etc., etc. So when those ones are coming out, they're the big boys. Be really careful. Those rules apply. If you're got news coming up on, say, the Aussie, and you don't have any pairs that relate to the Aussie, like the Kiwi, that's about it, then you can be aware of the news, but you don't necessarily need to exit. But if you're in the Aussie or the Kiwi, then don't place any trades 1 hour beforehand. This applies to the CAD and the Swiss as well. And the pound sort of sits in between the three big ones and all the other little ones. So any news coming up on the pound, assess it to see if it's likely to cause an impact throughout the market based on what it's done in the past. Can't do much more than that for you here at the moment, simply time-wise. Over here, we have the top 10 pairs for this week. I downloaded from the MATAF site the 50 or so pairs that they've got, stripped out the top major 28 pairs, and then sorted them by average dollar daily, the average daily range by the dollar. And so we end up with the pound Kiwi at the top with $832 and going down to $294, average daily range. Really tiny these days, and you can see how the range has dropped off since February when it was $1,300 down to now where it's $830. I had hopes of it climbing back up, but it didn't happen, so just have to keep seeing. Yep, okay. So the official majors that we'll be looking at for the pairs of these ones here, they're above our $750 range. But I've also selected these few here, which are above $600. We go by the dollar range as opposed to the pip range because we're after money, not pips. And some of the pips are worth more than other pips. So you can have where's a good example? The pound Swiss only moved 77 pips, but it made more money than the pound Aussie, which moved 110 pips. So it's 77 and 787, 110 versus 769. So, okay, and I don't think that's it, Robert.
No, Robert, it's not the high-frequency trading. The high-frequency trading may have just an impact on in intraday trading with very small, very small time frames, but not on these daily ranges. So these daily ranges shows, in fact, per day, show, in fact, that there is uncertainties everywhere around the world. So there are risks everywhere, and this is why these ranges are small. Simply because the big boys are trading and investing in other markets mainly.
Okay, and means that you've got to be more careful about picking things, getting into trades. I've been tearing my hair out just sitting here waiting for an entry to kick in. And then I'm finding a lot of times when I do get into it, it just immediately turns around on me, even though it looked like a really nice, like a breakout trade or something like that. So while I was showering last night, Eusebio, I thought, in the olden days, whenever there was a movement, like price broke out of a level, because movements were so strong, we would get into it as soon as it broke through the consolidation zone level. And then things changed, and we wanted to make sure it had actually moved past the consolidation zone level, so we waited for the bar to close. Maybe we have to do something, another restriction on things to test that the consolidation zone has been broken. I'm just putting that out there. I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying, hey, maybe it needs reevaluation. Okay.
It is always important to take into account the market conditions. So, but for the moment, I don't have specifically a solution to propose.
No, it's all right. It was just an idea, and I thought if I don't bring it up now, I'm not going to remember it. Yeah, Edward, it's really crap. It hurts. And okay, so these are the ranges. So we'll put these up on the website. Is that enough for you, Eusebio? Do you want me to extend the range for these euro yen?
No, until the euro Aussie, that's okay. That's perfect.
Okay. So we bring it back over here to the NewsWatch list, and here's the list again. And what Eusebio will do is a magic trick where he pairs the pairs from the ranges up against the news, and we pick out all the pairs for that particular day to monitor, the best pairs for that particular day. So, Eusebio, let's go. Sunday we've got nothing, and on Monday we have the pound.
We have the pound, okay?
And the euro.
And the euro, so we have here euro and euro.
The USD.
We have the USD on Monday? No, this is Tuesday, Chris. On Monday, we are looking on Monday.
Okay, sorry, it was such a short Monday.
Let me erase all my notations here. Okay, on Monday we have
okay,
Kiwi.
on Monday, yeah.
Kiwi. Okay, so we will have the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie. No, on Monday, Chris. Yeah.
I did.
So pound Kiwi or pound Aussie. Then we will have the euro Kiwi. And then we can consider the pound Swiss or pound yen.
Okay. And what Eusebio is doing is he has this little list here, and when I call out the relevant news here, he puts I can't do a tick, a tick beside each item that's, like for instance, if I call out the pound, he'll do pound. You'll hear him doing this pound, and that's it. And so these are the ones to look for the pound. And if I call out the Kiwi, he'd go down and say, okay, Kiwi, and what else? Kiwi. And so for that particular day, we'd have pound Kiwi as the big one, and yeah. And then he can pick from the others which one he wants. Probably, yes, okay.
No, I follow rules.
Were those rules that I just expostulated correct?
When there are several pairs, suggested pairs with the same importance, so I take them in a top-down order from the list.
Oh, right. That's right. Yep. Sorry. Early
So on
morning,
Tuesday.
I slept well. Oh, hey, Oscar. Oscar's here. Right, Tuesday.
Tuesday, so we have the Kiwi.
Still, yep.
Yeah, we have the pound.
Yep.
We have the euro.
Yep. And the US.
We have the US. Okay. And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So we will have the pound Aussie, the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie as the first choice. Then we will have the pound US dollar.
Okay. That's a long way down. Okay.
Pound US dollar. Yeah, but there are two news with the pound and the US dollar. And then the euro Kiwi.
Okay. Right, Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
So we've still got some Kiwi from Tuesday.
Are you sure?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Major, yep.
Kiwi. Okay.
And the pound.
So we have the pound, and pound.
This is a busy one. The CAD.
We have the CAD, okay.
And no, not the yen.
No.
The yen's
That's
later
all.
in the day. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we will have the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie. Then the pound CAD. And then we can take the pound Swiss or pound yen.
Okay. Thursday. Day of Thor. Okay. We have Aussie.
So we have the Aussie. We have the yen. Okay.
The Swiss.
We have the Swiss. Okay.
The pound.
The pound. Okay.
CAD.
The CAD. Well, we have a lot of them.
Yeah. Just chuck the whole lot in, Sabio.
Yeah, and that's it. So we will have the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie. Then the pound Swiss or pound yen. And pound CAD.
Okay, done. And for Friday, we have nothing from Thursday.
Okay.
We have the euro.
The euro. Okay.
CAD.
The CAD.
And
okay.
the US.
And the US. The US, it's here. Okay. So we will have the pound CAD or the pound US dollar.
Yep.
Pound CAD or pound US dollar. Then we can take the euro Kiwi. And then the euro Aussie.
Okay, cool. So what I will do is put these up on our website, and that will look like this. And so I'll put them all down here. So there's the top 10 pairs for last week. Down here is the list on a daily basis. And so these are the major pairs up here. There's no particular order for these ones. They're just the best ones. And if none of these are working for you at the time, then possibly chop down to your second choice area. Okay, and up here, Eusebio, we've got general global situations. Anything that has changed here
No, I don't see anything for the moment which is changing or which is new.
Okay, Iran's beginning to heat up a bit. Britain getting in on it.
Situation with Iran may worsen, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Italy, the vote.
Italy can also worsen in the coming future.
Okay. Okay, so this, how do we monitor it, Eusebio?
Just to keep informed by reading the newspaper, by watching the TV news, the radio news, so...
Okay, and so a quick tip on those things is, I'll give a list of these things, but down here, where are we? Over here, is a bunch of websites. So we've got Reuters, FT, I forget what that's called, Wall Street Journal, and Bloomberg. And the way you monitor these things is I've opened their pages up, and you just look at the, I'll pull this up full screen. Simply look at the headlines. We're not after the gossip or anything like that. So, US markets, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I can't see anything much in there. Markets. Sorry, it doesn't look right. Currencies. Let's try that.
Yeah, take currencies.
Yep.
For example, this one, pound headed for record 10th week of losses. This is interesting. So this indicates that the pound is very weak.
Okay, and the dollar as well, perhaps?
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, so we're just looking at the headlines to get an impression of what things are like. And you write them down on a piece of paper saying pound week, dollar week, what else? You may not get much.
I'm going to close the window of my office because there are kids outside who are already celebrating the National Day here with firecrackers, and they are making a lot of noise, so I'm back immediately.
Shout at them, you said. Okay, so if I go to the next one, Financial Times, FT. Sorry, okay, go away. So again, currency. So I'm on currencies, and you just go down here for the headlines. Stocks are up. Blah, trumpets, Facebook, blah 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 blah. Nothing. Weaker currencies may reduce emerging. Yep. Okay. Okay. So nothing here apart from dollar weakens. Perhaps down here. You've also got to watch.
But pay attention.
To the date.
When you may have the impression that the headline may be important, read the text, if the text is available, to see if it is an opinion or if it is just an objective fact. And this is the first point. And the second point, take into account only the headlines of the day, of the current day. So if it is a headline of the previous day or several days ago, ignore it because the effect is already over in the market.
It's too late. Yep. That's why I was trying to say date. Okay, so, and the next one, another practice, Wall Street. So we're on, where are we? Markets. Let me just blast through these things. We're on opinion. It's not good.
Take markets and currencies also. Markets on the right. Yeah, market and currencies. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Not much news here. Just a few.
No, it depends on the day. Some days there will be a lot of news. Some day no news. For example, if you see a question like, is President Trump finally getting a weaker dollar? This is an opinion, obviously. So ignore it simply.
And Bloomberg, we on stocks. Bloody Nora. Okay.
Yeah, Bloomberg sometimes changes its layout.
Yeah, they all have. I haven't looked at it for a bit. Okay, so we're at dollar pain, but that was back on the 7th. Sorry, it's an American dating
one. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the 11th. So it's Friday-ish, 12th. Okay, so you got to watch the date. So when you do this, write it down on a piece of paper. That way it doesn't disappear, and then you can compare it with the day before to see how things have changed, because the news will change day by day, just like it changes minute by minute kind of thing. And that will give you an idea built up over time of what the currencies are doing. Okay, and
so what the market currency, the market sentiment may be.
Okay, thank you. And keep talking, Eusebio, while I bring up something to put into. So I stole this from Eusebio. This is his start of day routine, an old version. Sorry, I've got this. Fancy some different treats. Right, thanks. He always fancies something. So it's 5 steps to sort of get an idea on which it was originally to pick out pairs. But the reason I've poked this up here is to give you what websites to go for. And rather than doing this, I'm going to copy these out and put them in my notes, and also copy them into here. So if I take the front piece out, that should be good for Bloomberg. Wall Street goes like this. And the reason I stripped the front piece out like this, that I'm being so pedantic, is because when you're looking at this on the in the video, you can just simply select the regular text. Well, you won't be able to select it here, but you'll be able to see it and type it out. You won't be able to access the link, and the link isn't complete in the video. That's why I'm doing this. And so I want that over here. And I want the next one goes Financial Times. And the last one goes like this. Okay. So any questions on that, anybody? You've got the links, and